Let me get it like. Let me get it like. Whoa!
What's good, everybody? This is EQ from La Familia Music Group, and we bring to you the What's Dope in the Slow podcast. And on this episode, I bring a very special guest. I brought my homegirl, Gina, also known as Modern Day Monk. She's an artist and entrepreneur. Man, you do so many things, you know?
I love living life, man. I love living life. Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
It's good having you here and just catching up. And, you know, I know we've been trying to do this for a little bit now, and I'm you know, it makes me happy that you're finally in here and just kind of, you know, get to introduce yourself and just kind of, you know, you got some new projects coming up as well that I want to talk about. And, you know, so for the people that don't know who Gina Modern Day Monk is, tell them a little bit about who you are, what you do.
I love that. First off, I just want to say thank you so much for having me in here, man.
No worries at all.
I really, really respect what all you guys are doing. I respect you and the movement that you have out here in Montrose and how you're helping the kids. And I really, really respect that. And I just want to tell you thank you for having me on the podcast.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Lots of love, man. And like, I'm always trying to support you guys and share your stuff. And I think you're awesome. And I can really tell that your intentions are genuine. And I don't feel that from everyone. So thank you.
Yeah,
man.
it's rare.
Thank you.
I do appreciate that too, you know. Just you seem like a genuine person too as well. So I do appreciate that, you know. Thank you for being here too.
Yeah, thank you. Gina, Modern Day Monk. I started out rapping a long time ago when I was younger. I've been a writer my whole life. I've always been writing. I kept journals my whole life through my whole journey, always writing. It started with poetry and then it transformed into raps. My very, very first rap name was MC Rowdy.
Okay, MC Rowdy. Let's go.
I was all over the place, man. All over the place. First show I ever did was I did all these rap verses that I had over EDM music.
Okay.
And I had these two go-go dancers that were like all like half naked and like it was just
on your
awesome.
Performance?
Yeah, my performance.
That's super
My
dope.
very first
I might
show.
have to take that idea.
It was awesome, man. At the Clifton Hall a long time ago. I was young and it was beautiful. From there, I transformed into like another version of my rap journey, of, you know, my lyrical journey, and I turned into Head Change. I used to be with 3 East Records, and we did that a long time ago. It was some more kind of darker rap music. I mean, some of it was pretty cool, but some of it was pretty dark. From there, I transformed into Head Change, and you know, I really, really loved making rap music, and I loved that point in my life because I got to just express myself with so much different emotion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had gone through so much, and I just wrote about it, and it was a really, really cool journey.
And this episode is brought to you by FOF Insurance Agency, your trusted source for life insurance solutions, helping individuals and families protect their financial future by providing you with the understanding and affordability of life insurance coverage. Whether it's help with life insurance with living benefits, 401k rollovers, or saving money on taxes, FOF Insurance Agency is ready to help. Schedule your appointment today with Nicole Suarez at 970-209-5148. Again, that's 970-209-5148. Se habla español.
Just to kind of correlate that with my life, like, I had to deal with a lot of stuff growing up at a really early age. My dad died when I was young, and that was really devastating to me. And I grew up in foster homes and different institutions and stuff like that. So like that had a big pull on that time in my life, you know, like it really, really influenced my music. And you know, it's just interesting to look back on that. Head Change was really, really fun, and I'm really glad that I did that. You can find some Head Change music only on one platform. Yep, it's on SoundCloud, and I won't delete it, even though sometimes I want to. But there's about 30 songs on there that are released under Head Change, and there's
Can
some
I ask you
stuff.
why you don't want to delete it, even though you sometimes You do? Because I have that feeling with some music too, but I delete it. I'm like, no, I can't be having this. So I just kind of want to pick your brain a little bit about that. Why?
I love
just, that. What influences that?
Well, I don't want to forget where I came from.
Okay.
I don't want to forget where I came from. I don't want to put out this illusion that I wasn't, I wasn't in pain or a shithead in the past. And head change, I had to put down the rap music for a while when I got clean and when I got into recovery, and God brought it back. God brought it back to me, and that's how I transformed into modern day monk. So keeping that SoundCloud with head change on it it's just a reminder of who I used to be.
I like that. That's super dope.
Yeah.
No, that's super dope. So can I ask you, you go by Modern Day Monk now, right?
Yeah.
How did you end up with that name? How did you pick that name, or what does it mean to you?
That's a great question. Thank you. And I love that I get to answer that here. Thank you.
No worries.
I lived in so much darkness for so long, and when I decided to change my life and get on this healing journey where I just wanted to become the best version of myself, you know what I mean? I wanted to become who I feel deep in my heart that I was destined to be. I started to do all these really spiritual things and got really invested in all these healing modalities that were helping me grow. And what I connect the most with is I wouldn't say that I'm like a full Buddhist, but Buddhism is really influential in my life. I love meditation. I meditate every day. I do deep breath work every day. Lots of prayer and journaling and sitting quiet. So that's kind of like where, the monk part came into play. A lot of the spiritual principles and stuff that Buddhism teaches are things that I really love, like having compassion for other people and, trying not to harm anything and trying to live in alignment with the fact that all of us have good within us. We all have good within us.
Yeah.
And I love that. I've always really connected with that. So that's where the monk part came from. Just like the spiritual healing and stuff. And then I added modern day because I used to think that spirituality was I would reach this point of enlightenment where I would just be this floating monk and nothing would ever bother me and I would never get pissed off anymore. I would never flip somebody the bird when they cut me off in traffic. But that just never happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? That just was never the truth, that's the time I get the least spiritual is when I'm driving, right? You know what I mean? It's hilarious, I think it makes it all of us, right? For some reason we're that invested, so I've learned through my journey, spirituality isn't being, for me, it's not being in a monastery away from all the challenges in life. Spirituality is being in the middle of the storm, but still being able to keep my composure. And modern day is learning how to live life on life's terms right now in reality and being able to face it with courage,
Yeah, no, I really like that explanation of you going into it, because that was one of my questions when I first saw your name, Modern Day Monk. I'm like, oh, it must have to do something with Buddhism, right, or something around those lines. So you breaking it down for me just now, that makes 100% sense, And especially I feel like in today's world, right now, it's so much harder to keep those morals alive, right, with so much negativity going around, right? It just so my props to you, and thanks for breaking that down for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Modern Day Monk, go check it out on all platforms, right? Where can people check you out, Modern Day Monk?
Well, I do have a Spotify and I have a YouTube. I'm also on Facebook. I just made a TikTok.
Hey, come on now, you need the horns for that one. TikTok, go follow Modern Day Monk on TikTok. Let's go,
please.
Come on now.
And then shoot me some messages on how to use it, because I don't really know how to use it yet.
Hey, me too while you're at it. Yeah, that's definitely the new game,
It is though, man.
Yeah.
It is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We actually have a buddy that's making, a living off of just TikTok, which is mind-blowing to me, but there's so many people that are doing it, you know? So it's definitely the new wave and the new place. But so Modern Day Monk on pretty much on everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much on
Modern
everything.
Day Monk, type it up. Go get yourself some dope music. And while we're talking about the new music, you also got a new project coming out, right?
Yeah, yes.
Can we talk a little bit about what that project is? I believe the title is Essentially Free, right?
Yes.
All right, talk to us a little bit more about this Essentially Free EP.
Yes. I'm really, really excited about it. Essentially Free, and I added in the Abstract EP because it's more than just a music project. I'm doing poetry, I'm doing spoken word, I'm doing some collabs, I'm doing some really good music. And I got to give a shout out to my boy Johnny Sell.
Hey-oh, Johnny Sell. There it is. That one's for him, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's the man.
He is. I have a lot of love for him, and his studio, Tilt Mode Studios, it's a safe place. We have fun. Like when I go record with him, like we have to set aside an entire day because we will sit in there for 8 hours and just vibe. And it's like, he's one of my best friends and I love him and I support him, and he is so talented. And I've been so blessed that he's wanted to help me like on this journey, and especially with this project. And he's on a couple of songs on there, and I can't wait for you guys to hear the stuff that he has.
He's coming out of retirement?
Yeah, he is.
All right.
Well, I'm slowly nudging him. Slowly,
right,
you know.
right.
We got to be careful, or he might shell back up. So we got to, you know.
I've heard he's got some bars. So
He
that's
is
super
so
dope
good.
to know that he's going to be on that project, Essentially Free. Cool. Do you have a release date for that?
Yes. We have decided that we are going to release it 12/31/23, and like we want it to be the last day of the year because both of us made the goal that we were going to release it this year.
Okay.
And I mean, we were hoping that it would be a little bit sooner, but
Cutting
you know
it
what?
tight, huh?
Oh man, it's gonna be the last day. Yeah, and it's good because we put a deadline on it, so it's forcing us to just work a little harder, dedicate a little bit more time. And I'm excited too. Like I didn't really mean for it to be, for the numbers to be like that. But when you line it up, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 12, 31, 23.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's a little synchronistic. Yeah.
That's cool.
For that spiritual stuff, right?
Yeah. No, definitely all the numbers and all that. I'm a big believer in just all that stuff, So that's super cool. I'm excited to hear that project. You sent me the cover for it, which I'll feature on this podcast, so you guys can go check it out. I'll also have some links to Gina's profiles, Spotify, and such, so you guys can go pre-save it, and then go tune into that music, because it's dope. Support someone dope out of Western Colorado. And I guess while we're talking about that, where are you originally from, or where are you coming out of when we talk Western Colorado?
Well, I'm from Grand Junction, and
Okay.
Grand Junction is definitely home. But I was born in San Jose, California.
Okay.
And I moved to Grand Junction when I was around 8 or 9 years old. And I've been there since. I mean, California is definitely my blood for sure. But Grand Junction's home. Like, I've lived there for so long. Like, I'm definitely a native there. So...
That's super dope. They say something about Grand Junction that once you're there, you can't leave, right?
Oh,
Even
man.
if you try, you got to take. What's that? Don't you have to do like a ritual? Take some sand with you or something?
it's the dirt curse.
The dirt curse.
Yeah,
That's what it's
man.
called. That's
Yep.
right. See, I know a little something.
Yeah. So don't move there.
Don't move there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Just stay far enough this way, man.
That's right. Just on the other side of the hill, No, that's super dope. No, I like Junction. I feel like they got some positive things going on over there. So, like yourself, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, how long have you been making music? Because I hear some of your raps and they seem effortless. They seem, effortless is, I guess, the right word that comes to my mind. So how long have you been making music? Because that just doesn't happen overnight.
You're right. It doesn't. It takes a lot of practicing and, like as an artist, like I just know in my heart, it's a lot of, blood, sweat, and tears. And I know you can relate to that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's not like I'm just going to sit down and write, you know, like an entire verse and then that's it. And I'm just going to record it and hope that it goes well. Like for me, it's like, it's a process of elimination. I'm constantly checking it, right? You know, this does this flow? Does it not? Changing it, like taking time on it because I want it to be a really clear message. So I'd probably say that I've been rapping solid for at least 15 years, man. When I was Head Change, like I opened up for big names. I went on tour with Little White once.
Okay.
I opened up for 3 6 Mafia,
Hey-o.
Stevie Stone. Opened up for Snow the Product when she was down there.
Dope.
Some other big names too, and like it was fun. Like it was a good time. But it's really interesting. Like my movement these days is it is of a whole different caliber, man. Like, you know, like my intention is to make music that inspires and helps and brings relation and brings something that people can listen to and feel changed by. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like that. And that kind of answers my next question of like, what are some of your goals with music? You know, so with that being said, do you have some goals maybe with this project or maybe upcoming music or any of that as far as the music goes?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that I'll never ever be able to stop making music because I've tried.
It's hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know
It's
what
hard.
I mean? You're
Yeah.
like, oh no, I'm done. And then,
Next thing you know.
oh yeah. Keeps you up at night and, you know, and then you're like doing something else and you feel like you're cheating on music and like, you know what I mean? You know, like, yeah. So, some goals is like, the first one is, I really want Johnny and I to get this project out at the end of the year to just break that seal, you know, to like accomplish something. Cause like I released an album, under Head Change, Crimes of the Divine Mind. Okay. That had a bunch of songs on it and all those are on SoundCloud too, if you guys want to check them out. But just to break the seal as this new version of myself, like that's the first goal. I really want to get that out to prove to myself that it's possible. I was inspired by Miggy to, and I love Miggy. Shout out to Miggy. I love that guy, man. Yeah.
He there he is. Hey-o.
I love that guy. But I've been wanting to get my own recording set up for as long as I can remember, dude.
Okay.
Like as long as I can remember. And I just never had either the money for it or the courage to get it. And I saw Miggy like a month ago at a mutual function, and like he's like, hey man, check this out. And he showed me a picture of his little studio in his room at his house. And I was like, what, dude? And like, he's like, I got the hook. And he like sent me like all this information. And I did it. I pulled the trigger and I bought all my own stuff. So the next goal after that is to figure out how to mix and master all my own stuff.
Learning it, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like buying it, you know, obviously it takes courage to, you know, take that step. But then once you have the equipment, you're like, well, what do I do with this? Right? But no, I've been trying to push Mickey since I've known that guy, you know, and, you know, it makes me happy that, you know, he eventually got it, and then it is inspiring others to also pursue that because, I mean, with technology nowadays, it's so simple and, well, not simple, I should say, but it's easier to get work done, right? Without having to go to these big studios and paying this big money, right, to work on your craft. So my props to you, and it's, you know, it takes time, but you know, you're a talented individual. You'll figure it out, you know. And it's just what I tell Miggy, you know. And it's as long as you can record yourself, you can send it off to someone and have them mix it, you know. And it's gonna cost you way less to do that than to go into a recording studio, pay for that studio time, and then on top pay for the mix and master and all that stuff. So my props to you. I feel like every artist, you know, especially nowadays, you know, just having that independence and just knowing a little bit of the mixing and mastering. So then when you do go to the big studio or when you collaborate with other artists, you kind of understand the lingo. You know what you want, right? You can put what you hear in your head into words, et cetera, et cetera. So that's super dope. So can I ask what kind of setup you got?
Yeah, absolutely. I I got a what is it? Is it Audio Technica?
Technica? Yeah.
I got a speaker by them.
Sweet.
Or I'm sorry, not a speaker by them. A microphone by them.
Okay.
Headphones by them. I got a like a one of those like cube like pop filters that like Miggy had. He has like a round one, and I got like more of a cube one.
Okay.
And it works just fine. And then I got some pre-Sonus monitors, and I got the Volt 1 interface, and like got all the cables and stuff, and like I've been watching Johnny mix my stuff for like hours at a time, you know what I mean? I've always been so interested. So like I mean, I'm sure Johnny knows, and if he doesn't know, like I'm just gonna be bugging the shit out of him to like help me, you know what I mean?
That's a great person to bug.
Oh, exactly, you know, and like I know he's always so open to teach me things. He's always teaching me things. Every time we're in the studio, it's not like I'm not just there to record and then leave. Like, you know, like we're friends, man. Like we're in there, and he's like, well, look, check this out, and like, what about this? And like, he's so talented, and he's given me so much, and like, I just gotta apply it now. You know what I mean?
That's super cool that he's doing that, because finding people that are willing to teach you is, especially nowadays, it's so rare, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the music industry, and just having someone that's just really willing to teach you through the steps, you know. So that's cool. Shout out to Johnny again. You know? But I wanted to ask you, so maybe, you know, artists or someone that's tuning in and listening or watching on YouTube is that's maybe considering starting to make music or or maybe get their own setup or something. What kind of helped you take that leap and make that happen? I know you said Miggy influenced you, you know, but was there something else that kind of pushed you to make it happen, or was it just like, I have to make it happen?
You know, to be honest, I believe that all of us have our own form of self-expression, and I think that if you are inspired to make music, whatever kind it is, I think you should just do it. You know, one of the things that I've had to confront over and over again during, you know, this music journey is like I get so entangled in comparisons sometimes, right?
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like I'm like, well, they're doing it or this or that or anything like that. Well, I can't let that hinder me, because my message in the way that I'm presenting this is my own unique way. I mean, there's hundreds of people, thousands of people, whatever, making rap music or whatever, but no one is going to ever express it like me.
Right.
And that's not like trying to like measure, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say I'm better, lower, or anything like that. I'm just different. It's apples to oranges. It's still fruit, but it's apples to oranges. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah, 100%. No, that's a great way to put it. You know, it's just, I like what you said, just do it, you know, because there's this saying that Snoop Dogg says, and I always use it, and honestly, I use it quite often when I'm talking to others and trying to inspire others. It's like, he says there's nothing to it but to do it, and there's nothing to it but to do it, you know. And it's just like, that's super dope that you got the courage and are now making it happen. That's, you know, my props to you. You know, it's not easy, but that's the biggest step, is making it happen, you know, and you're making it happen. So that's really dope. So with all this music you've been creating, you obviously been creating music for quite a while. You said about 15 years or so, right? Maybe more. Through this journey, who are some of your music influences to create, or in general?
Well, you know, when I was younger, I really, really loved psychological records. So like I don't know if you've ever heard of like Ill Bill or Mr. Hyde or Necro or any of them, but they're really underground. Okay. And they're, you know, Immortal Technique, like all those kinds of.
Yeah, Immortal Technique.
Yeah, they're all really, really grimy. Right?
No, but yeah, I love Immortal Technique.
Yeah, he's good. He's very, very lyrical and conscious, and I love that kind of stuff. These days, I really love the Ugly Heroes. Recognize is one of my really favorite go-tos. I love Ab Soul. Johnny Sell's got some really good stuff that I have exclusively. One of my favorite tracks by him is called Stay True, and I hope one day he releases it, because it's good. It's like, yeah, it's good.
You know what? One of these days I'm gonna go to the studio and we're just gonna just take the hard drive, all right?
Yeah.
We're just gonna
Release it for him.
Yeah, we're just gonna make it happen for him. You know what I mean?
I love that.
No, that's super dope though. So a lot of that underground, mostly hip hop, right? It sounds like, or
Yeah, definitely hip hop. I wanna highlight some women too.
Yeah.
I love Lauryn Hill.
Ooh,
I love
nice.
Saw Rock. You ever heard of her?
No,
She's awesome. I'll send you some of her stuff. She's super good.
I've heard of S Rock.
That's right.
That's a homie from Utah. Shout out S
That's
Rock.
awesome. That's what's up. That's what's up. Also there's this chick that's up and coming, and her rap name is Venom Stay Drippin'.
Hey,
and
okay.
she is bad. I
Venom
love
Stay
her,
Drippin'.
man. Oh man, she's got
I like
some
the name.
stuff. I know, right? She's got some stuff. So also there's another girl too. Dang, I can't think of her name right now, but those fierce women out there just just making a change. I like that.
That's super dope. I feel like as you speak about women rappers, Remy Ma came into my name.
Yes,
to my head,
yeah,
and
she's
it's just
bad
like,
too.
It's just like, man, she could murder a lot of these rappers.
My God, man.
Yeah, I feel like females are slept on, not in general, right? But I feel like in the music industry especially, right? Just because it's mostly dominant, male dominant or whatever. But I feel like Remy Ma, it's just I feel like she's a dope rapper, like honestly better than most rappers.
She's really good. Oh yeah.
No, yeah, definitely props to anyone making it happen, So that's cool that you got all that influence, So with that, with all that music, go check out Gina on Modern Day Monk on all platforms. Go check out on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. Hear some of that exclusive music, New EP, essentially free, coming out at the end of the year, December 31st. So make sure you pre-save that. We'll have it all linked down below so you can go check it out. And again, if you're listening, go check out YouTube so you can watch the visuals and get a little bit more of that, that reality, right? That reality feel. But to continue on with the conversation, Gina, I want to kind of rotate conversation here, right? And I know you come from a dark past, as you mentioned, and now you're recovering, right?
Yes.
I don't know the lingo, so
That's
please
okay.
forgive me if I say something that's not worded right or anything. But I wanted to say, you being in the music industry and being surrounded by all of the drugs, alcohol, shadiness, list goes on and on and on. And you being in that community, how are you able to make it happen?
Well, so for a little while it was hard, because when I got into recovery, and I love my life in recovery, man, like being clean and conscious and present and loving and working on these things that crop up in my life instead of just letting them run my life, is the most beautiful journey. So like back in the day, like head change, like I was really I was into all that, right? Mm-hmm. Like I was into the parties, I was into all that stuff. And then when I got clean, I had to put down rap music for the first year because it was like a trigger. It would because I would just stay up for days and write lyrics and just for days, man. And so I put it down, and I didn't know if it was going to come back, but I do believe that the universe brought it back to me. And then now, I did some shows I've done a couple of shows in a bar. And I'll be honest, dude, I don't want to do that anymore. It's like a big,
shows.
Yeah, it's a big contradiction to what I stand for and what I believe in. So how I'm dealing with it now is I'm totally focusing all of my energy in making recovery based music to play in recovery based settings, if that makes
see.
sense. You know what I mean? So like I got to play at the recovery rally in Denver this year. That was huge. It was so much fun. It was beautiful.
Downtown, right?
Yeah, downtown. Yep, in the heart of Denver.
That's super dope. I think I saw some pictures of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was
dope.
oh man, it was like a dream come true, you know what I mean? Like and like it's one thing to rap to like a group of drunk people, right? They're just like they're going to say no matter what, right? They're going to be like, "Oh man,
let's freestyle." Let me hear your freestyle. Oh, come on. Now. I know you know all about
too.
that. Yeah.
I'm a rapper too. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh man. Speaking my language, bro. Speaking my language, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then, you know, and they're just like they're not really listening, right? They're not really they're there but they're not there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But like rapping to a group of like sober people, like the first time I did it, like the whole crowd was like captivated and you could hear a pin drop, dude. Like all eyes, like, you know, it was like everybody, and like that was like, oh man, like, you know, the walls, like everything's like crashing in and you just have to like take a breath and like push through it. But I think that it's just, to me, in my journey and my movement, it's just so much more meaningful to do that. You know what I mean? It's just so much more meaningful for me to make music that is driven towards helping other people in recovery. Recovery is like my whole life now. And like, I make music and stuff, but I also like to consider myself like a vibe influencer. Like, I make a lot of like, reels and stuff on Facebook and Instagram and now TikTok as soon as I figure it out.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I'm sharing these experiences that I'm having in life and what I'm learning, and I'm giving it to people because I want to like help make the world a better place. You know what I mean? So these like little epiphanies, these little, you know, these little things that I'm learning or these insights and stuff, I'm just trying to give them away, you know? So
yeah, no, that's super dope because I feel like we need more people like that, you know, especially talking to that community and having someone come from that community, right? And just kind of hopefully inspiring others, right? And honestly, music is a universal language, you know, and that I feel like that's super dope that you're doing that. And the way you're going about it is right? Because, I mean, contradicting yourself, right? We're rapping about sober stuff in front of a bunch of drunk people. It's not gonna get you far, right?
No.
But if you're doing these recovering rallies and stuff, right? It's gonna, like you mentioned, it's gonna touch the people the way your lyrics were meant to touch people, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully inspire others to, you know, continue their journey, right? And doing all that. So I don't want to get too into your story unless you'd like to, but I want to, you know, I want to ask you, when did you realize you had a problem?
Oh man. Well, I think I knew for a long time I had a problem, but I didn't want to admit it.
Okay.
You know, I had a lot of pain. I had a real problem dealing with reality. I had a real problem sitting with myself. And you know, there was this time in my life that like I just remember looking in the mirror, dude, and just like I could not recognize myself. And I just looked at myself and was like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? What are you doing? And something just shifted in me. And you know, we call it the gift of desperation, you know, like this gift of being so far down that like you don't have anywhere else to go. You just got to make a change, or you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, hoping that something's going to shift. So, on Friday I celebrated 4 years in recovery.
Oh,
so
we need a little bit of that for that, you know? That's super dope. 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
That's a long time.
Thank you.
4 years. Yeah. That's super dope. What was the hardest part of getting sober for you?
Oh man, all of it. The first year was hard, man. The first year was hard. I clawed my way out of it. And you know what? I realized that I couldn't do it alone. Every time I tried to do it alone, I just ended up loaded again. So I had to go get help. And I found some help in 12-step recovery, and I'm a big proponent of it, and I love it. And I recognize that everybody has their own journey and stuff like that, but that's my journey, you know. That's
Can
my
you
journey.
tell me what this 12-step for maybe people listening, or
Yeah,
maybe,
absolutely,
they might be looking for that,
Yeah.
What can I do to, better my life, right? What is this 12-step recovery?
I love that.
That you speak about.
that you speak about.
That you speak about. Enlighten me.
Well, they're the two that I'm the most familiar with are Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous.
Okay.
And I love AA. AA has always been there, but Narcotics Anonymous is like those NA. That's my family. Those are the people that know me the deepest. Okay. Those are the people that know the depths that I've gone through, and they've been there too.
Yeah.
Like the people in the rooms, that's the beautiful part about like the program is like, it's one thing to have like somebody like, somebody, from a therapeutic standpoint that's never been through it, be like, oh, you can do it. It's okay. And you're like, well, wait a second. You haven't been high for 2 weeks hallucinating naked in a front yard before, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure. Yeah, you were taught to say that.
Yeah, exactly. You were taught to say that. Exactly. Yeah. But like, it's different when like, you're talking to somebody that you're like, wait, like have you've been through that too. And like that connection, there's something so powerful about having had like not the same exact experiences, but just so similar, you know what I mean? Like it brought it home for me. And not only that, but like it gave me a way to live, like a structure, a way to heal myself, a way to deal with myself, a way to deal with relationships, and literally a way to deal with reality. Because all I wanted to do was run from reality, man. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't want to anymore, because I would be lying. I do. I just try and find healthier ways, like meditation or music, right?
Yeah,
when you get in the flow and you're just rapping and just, oh man,
right.
That flow. And like, that's the beautiful escape, finding the healthy ways to deal with this, this human condition that we got, man,
Yeah, no, that was great that you put it that way, and one of my questions to you was, obviously it's not an easy journey as you're explaining it, right? So what are some of the things that you mentioned music and meditation, but what are some other things that you do to help you stay sober and continue on this journey?
So I go to a lot of 12-step meetings, and I just want to shout this out to anybody out there struggling. Like, hit me up on my pages, man. Like, talk to me, reach out. Like, if you need some help, like, let's figure it out. You don't have to do this alone, like we don't do this alone anymore. And sober's the new sexy, right?
Hey-o,
you know what I mean?
Like,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's real, like living, life is so much better without that stuff. You don't have to do it. But yeah, the other parts of my recovery is like, I love exercise, and I love training mixed martial arts, man.
Yeah, I see your shirt there.
Grand Valley, baby, Grand Valley.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. All right, you get down?
Oh man, I love to grapple. I love to train Muay Thai kickboxing. I just love it, dude.
Sorry, a thought came into my head when I interviewed one of my buddies that also is into jiu-jitsu, and he's like, yeah, I like getting choked out. And we're like, whoa. That thought just came into my head from that interview.
Well, I mean, I like to get choked out, but I would rather choke someone else out. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, we're speaking the same lingo.
Right, yeah. What I love about the dynamics of mixed martial arts, and I want to shout out to Grand Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you guys are in Grand Junction, it's the best martial arts school on the Western Slope. They're wonderful. Kevin and Nadia Lewis, I love them so much. They're just wonderful, wonderful people. Come train with us. It's good. But what I love especially about jiu-jitsu is that it humbles me, dude.
Okay.
I get my ass up at 5 a.m. like 5 days a week to go in and train for an hour and a half. At 6 a.m. get that Brazilian jiu-jitsu in.
Nice.
I have an ego, right? We all do, but
Yeah.
my ego likes to my pride, my ego likes to puff up, and I think I'm something, and then I get on the mats, and I have to wrestle with a brown belt or even a purple belt or even another blue belt or even another white belt, doesn't even matter, and I get tapped out, because there's a breaking point. If somebody has your arm in an arm bar, you have two choices. You either tap out and accept that they got you, or you let them hyperextend your arm and it'll never be the same again. You know what I mean?
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe you do, but
I don't want to do that. Right? You know what I mean? And I've taken it right up before the pop, and I'm trying to stop doing that, because that's just silly. It's just not good. So, admitting defeat.
Rush.
Oh man, it is. Come wrestle with us. Come wrestle with us.
I can't keep up, I'll wrestle.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
No, that's super cool that you're doing all, these other healthy outlets for you to, stay active, stay healthy, and stay sober.
Yeah.
Ideally, right?
Thank you.
Of course. No, thank you for, coming in here. And, I know this is a vulnerable space for you, a topic, I should say, right? So I want to, in this process, what have you learned about yourself?
Well, I've learned that, first I've learned that I'm worthy of love.
Okay, yep.
And I think that's like a daily process, The other thing too, that I think that I've learned is that I'm worthy enough to make mistakes and still be worthy of love, which I think is important, even with, music, recovery, all of it, martial arts, all of it. I'm also a full-time student at Colorado Mesa University. I'm in my third year, and, all of it, that's a bunch of trial and error too, like, holy moly, but I've just learned that, I have to be compassionate with other people, man. I got to be compassionate. We're all struggling. All of us none of us have a clue what's going on, man, and the ones that really think they know what's going on, you should really be sketched out about those ones, man. You know what I mean? If you really, really think you know what's going on, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would rather embrace the unknown, we're all just fumbling forward, hoping to make the next right decision, so, yeah.
No, that's super dope that you put that into perspective, and in today's, I'm going back in today, right? Because I feel like I need to ask you this. What are some challenges in today's day that come to you in this recovery journey?
What's interesting is in the beginning, man, it was all about not using. It was all about, okay, I just have to make it through today without getting loaded. And that was the beginning, but that was a 10th of what the program or what my life is. Today, now what I'm really hunting for is emotional sobriety. Okay. I don't want to, recognizing when I have an issue within myself, sometimes I struggle with insecurity, and if I don't sit and love it and take care of it and address it, my insecurity will spew out on somebody else, and I will blame them for how I'm feeling, and that can manifest in a lot of different ways. It doesn't just have to be insecurity. It can be fear, it can be anger, it can be stress. If I don't get enough sleep, I used to party all night long. In 9 p.m., my ass be in bed. I'd be going to bed. I like to wake up early. You know what I mean? So now, the challenges are honestly, dude. And I think that honestly, it was always the challenge is myself. Myself, yeah. I'm my own challenge, I'm my worst enemy, or I can be my best friend,
right.
Or, I think most of the challenges just crop up from, the unfinished business that I'm here to take care of,
Yeah. What do you do to control those emotions, when you are feeling that way and you're, you might feel like exploding or whatever, right? Because I want to say we all get to that point, right? Where we we're dealing with these emotions, whether you're recovering or you're not. We
Right.
all deal with these emotions, right? No matter where you are in life, what race, what color, we all have these emotions, right? So what are some of the things that you do? I know we mentioned quite a few, but is there some in specific that, or exercises maybe that you do?
Yeah, breath work is a big thing. You can just type in breath work on
I'm
YouTube.
huge on that, yeah.
Oh man, and they have wonderful ones. They've got like DMT releasing ones and like relaxing ones, and like I just love breath work. And I know if you ever really give it a shot, it's weird and it sounds weird, and if you're in the other room, you're thinking weird things, but it's like it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. So breath work. I also have learned to honor my feelings, man. Like when I am not in a good place, like instead of trying to push it away, if I push it away, it makes it worse. Instead, I just go and honor myself and just give myself some time, and like, and I wanted to touch on a little bit too on something you just said, man. You're like recovering or not. Like, I think like all of these things that I have mentioned are things that are useful to anybody. Like, I think that people in recovery are just a little bit more hyper focused on our emotions and on healing and on these things that we're doing to try and help ourselves because we have to be.
Right.
But I really want to encourage anybody out there, man, like get to know yourself, find different ways to take care of yourself and heal yourself from the things that hinder you from having a beautiful life, because life is supposed to be beautiful, man.
Right.
It's supposed to be good. It's not supposed to be shit. Is it hard sometimes? Yes, but it's like it's the hard moments that make us so good, that build our character and build our strength and give us that grit that we need,
Yeah, no, that's real, because at the end of the day, we're all struggling with something at the end of the day, and the breathing exercises, it's something that I'm teaching my kids a lot, and it goes a long way, when they're throwing going, screaming, whatever. I'm like,
throwing a fit.
Yeah. I'm just like, let's breathe. And, they start breathing, and then, it just calms them down, their mind. They're able to see a different perspective, right? That was being blurred before, right? Because they're starting to get to know themselves, right? And so I'm huge on the breathing technique. So I'm totally with you on that. Just getting to know yourself, getting to know what works for you, right? Because we all deal with something, and it's just getting to know what works for you and what doesn't, maybe partying all night is not, and maybe, being up all weekend and partying is why you're feeling grumpy on Monday, just maybe,
that might be the problem.
Might be the problem,
maybe.
And then it's really up to you to assess that, So no, thank you so much for being here and just kind of breaking down, and giving us some feedback and just, of the recovery and then obviously the music and all that, So if there's anyone listening that maybe is looking to get clean or is, thinking about it, whatever it may be, what's some advice you can give them? I know you said the 12-step program, but, what are some of the things that they can do that helped you along the way?
Honestly, I just want to encourage anybody to just take the first step and just start reaching out for help, start making it known. You know what I mean? If I'm only as sick as my secrets, and if I don't start like talking about the things that pain me or talking about my problem or anything like that, like I'll never be able to change it. Another thing that I've learned on my journey too is like awareness is half the battle. Like if I'm not aware of it, I can't change it. But if I become aware of it, then I can change it. And I understand that can be scary for people because with awareness comes responsibility.
Right.
Then I'm responsible. And now I'm at fault if I don't change anything, if, ignorance is bliss. But there actually becomes a freedom beyond the responsibility, because then I get to start having, genuine self-love and self-respect and making decisions that are more self-controlled, So my first thing is just start talking to people, start telling people that you need help, man, and start there. And I know that, people in the Montrose area and the Delta area, there's some really, really strong recovery advocates for recoveries here. There's also 12-step, and I got some homies that are really, really involved here, and they would be more than willing to help you at least get started, you know? Like, you know, is it one day or is it day one? You know what I mean?
I like that too. Get some information. You know, there is people out here that are willing to help. You know, Gina offered, you know, her go reach out. Modern Day Monk, right?
Yeah. Yes,
Modern
please
Day Monk,
do. Yes.
All platforms. We'll have a link down below. You know, but before we wrap this interview up, I have a couple more questions that actually Miggy helped me put together. But how was the road to recovery?
How was the road to recovery? Well, it had a lot of ups and downs. It had a lot of back and forth. I would like to tell you that I just walked into the rooms and got clean, but that wasn't it. I came in and out and relapsed and came in and out, went to rehabs and did all that. But now, man, I live a life that's beyond my wildest dreams, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, I have a bank account with money in it, and like, I got a credit score, and like, I live in a beautiful house. I have a recording studio now. I got a car. My girl and I just went to Costa Rica for all of July. Like, we stayed there for 3.5 weeks. Like,
I need a trip like that.
I know, man. It was like, you know, like, and it's crazy because like 4 years ago, you couldn't even get me out of a bathroom. And then like, you know, just to go and like, you know, we went to Cancun last year, and then, you know, just like
nice.
All this hard work, all this healing and stuff, it's not for nothing, man, you know? And now, like, my music is like taking off, and it's impacting people, and these reels that I'm making are impacting people, and this movement that I'm creating, you know, it's just impacting people. And like, that's the whole reason for what I'm doing, man. It's really not for me. It's for everyone else. You know what I mean? Yeah,
no, that's great. You know, you just put it into perspective. Like 4 years ago, you couldn't see any of this, right? I would think, right? So that's dope that you can appreciate everything that you have now that you didn't see before, right? Even saw, right? At all. Yeah. Right? Another question that Miggy helped me with, what does life look like in recovery? Well,
it looks like like dirty jokes and Red Bulls.
Okay, that's right.
It looks like lots of fun. Life in recovery looks like meeting people that are on the same path as you and noticing their talents and appreciating theirs. It looks like deep conversations. It looks like having real, raw conversations about the realness of life and being able to be exactly who I am with no fear of judgment. And even if I do get judged, I literally do not care because
I was gonna say, you know, who gives a damn?
Life in recovery looks like abundance. Okay. It looks like music. It looks like podcast interviews with you.
That's right.
It looks like driving up to Montrose with my boy Johnny Sell and having deep conversations where I can vent and be just me and let out a little tear and, you know, just have a homie to support. And it looks like support. It looks like true friendship, people that will really, really be there for me, man. And back then, I didn't have people like that. You know, when the booze was gone and the bags were gone, they were gone. You know, and now, man, like I've got real friends, and it's the most beautiful thing. And I have a beautiful girlfriend that's healthy, and she's happy to see me every day, and it's just a miracle, man. It's good.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I see it, you know. You know, not to take up too much of your time, but I just got two more questions for you.
Oh, absolutely, man.
What are you grateful for today?
Well, right at this moment, I'm grateful for you.
I appreciate that.
I mean that. I mean that. I'm grateful for you. I just have, you know, I know I said it in the beginning, but like, I have a lot of respect for you, dude.
Thank you.
You know, the fact that you're not just doing this to just try and be the next millionaire or whatever, it really shows. Like the fact that you're bringing kids in, you're teaching them, and you're bringing like this beautiful light to music, and like that, like, I mean, that I'm so grateful for that, because especially in Montrose, like, Montrose needs that. Delta needs that. And you know what? Whenever you're ready, Grand Junction needs that. Just don't move out there. Just,
That's right. That's a dirt cruise.
Just don't move out there. Just, just open up a little outlet out there, because we could use that too. And like, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my really, really good friends. I'm grateful for Valentina, and I'm grateful for Johnny, and I'm grateful for Miggy, like the people here in the studio with us. I'm grateful for my girlfriend. But most of all, like, I just got to say, like, I'm grateful for a real conscious and deep connection with my higher power, man. Like, I believe that there's something greater out there helping us and pushing us and protecting us and loving us and picking us up and dusting us off and nudging us towards the direction of our full potential, and to just continue helping other people, man,
Yeah, no, that's super dope, Gina. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining me today. I'm thankful for you too, just being able to open up and talk to us a little bit more, and hopefully we can inspire some people listening, right? To get healthier, or just, start those breathing exercises, or, people that are possibly thinking about, recovery, all of this, if you guys need help, you guys can always hit us up at La Familia Music Group. But I think that if you're trying to speak about recovery, etc., Gina has, opened up her door to anyone that's willing to reach out. I know Miggy C, artist of La Familia Music Group, is also in that community and is also eager to help. There's resources out here, guys. It's up to you to take that step and reach out to these people that can possibly change your life for the better, right? So no, thank you for your time and everything. I know you had to make the drive up and everything, right? And I see you rocking that Benny Boom piece, right? Is that Benny Boom or no?
No, this isn't Benny Boom, but I got this at the Ute Museum. Oh, cool. And I love to support the native stuff, and I love this.
And that looked like a Benny Boom piece. That's
no, this is Lena Platero. And this is I've had this for a while, man. This is one of my power.
That's super cool.
Yeah, my what is it? Power animal.
Spirit animal.
Totem spirit animal. Thank you. Is the Thunderbird.
Oh, so that's what's up.
I'm just drawn to birds, man.
That's what's up. Mine's Miggy C.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Miggy C. I'm all
I was like, I don't think she did catch that one.
I was like, wait, I never heard of a Miggy C.
That's right.
That's good.
All right. One last question for you, Gina.
Yeah, man.
What's dope in the slope? And when I ask you this question, I don't know if you watch the podcast or not. When I ask this question, I want you to put someone on, right? Someone in Western Colorado, artist, entrepreneur, small business, someone that you think deserves a shout out. So, Gina, what's dope in the slope? What's dope in the slope?
Oh, man. Well,
put you right on the spot.
Yeah, I know, because the first person that comes to mind is Johnny Sale, man.
Yeah, shout out Johnny one more time.
Yeah. Tilt Mode Studios. This guy's doing everything right now, and he's
writing a quote right now.
I know, right? I know vertical painting. He's a painter out there. Yeah. He does excellent work. Yeah, man. He does wonderful artwork. He's a wonderful person. Also somebody else who's in recovery, and I just have lots of respect for him. And I don't know, man. I would not be where I'm at without him. I just know that deep in my heart. So I'm really grateful that God put him in my life.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
So what's dope in the slope is Johnny Sale, vertical painting.
Sale.
Hit him up if you're looking for some murals or your house painted or anything, some songs mixed. Hit up my boy.
Some shirts made.
Yeah, some shirts made. No, for real. That's a good person to put on. That Johnny's the man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this up now.
Cool.
Unless you have anything else to say. But
no, man. Thank you so much. This has been a really fun conversation. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad. No, you were great. So
thank you.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go check out Gina, Modern Day Monk on all platforms. Go check out that new EP December 31st when it comes out. Essentially free. We'll have the links all down below. If you're tuning in, just go check it out. Subscribe.
Hit me up, y'all.
Yes, sir. And this episode is brought to you by FOF Insurance Agency, your trusted source for life insurance solutions, helping individuals and families protect their financial future by providing you with the understanding and affordability of life insurance coverage. Whether it's help with life insurance with living benefits, 401k rollovers, or saving money on taxes, FOF Insurance Agency is ready to help. Schedule your appointment today with Nicole Suarez at 970-209-5148. Again, that's 970-209-5148. Se habla español.